If you've been following this good luck series, then you already know that I'm doing something a bit different. Instead of spending the entire video covering every single feature inside one good luck model, this entire series is all about picking one genuinely useful feature from 10 different good luck models. The kind of features that can actually improve the way you use your Samsung phone every single day. So let's be honest, most people don't need to learn every single setting inside a good luck model. They simply want the features that are actually worth using. So in today's video, I've picked 10 incredible useful features from 10 different good luck models. And chances are you will enable at least few of them by the moment this video is done. Let's get started. So welcome back to the Doitright Tech channel, where I take you through everything tech, and this is part 5 of my one useful feature from 10 good luck model series. The goal of this series is simple. Every episode, I handpick one feature from 10 different good luck models that I believe offer the biggest improvements to your everyday Samsung experience. That way, you get to discover the best good luck features without feeling overwhelmed by everything each model has to offer. If at any point in time you decide you want to learn absolutely everything inside a particular model, don't worry, I've already created a dedicated video covering every individual good luck model from start to finish. And you find those linked in that top right corner there, a playlist for good luck that I've created. But before we jump into the video, please don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe button to come back for more, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any video that I post. On that note, let's go. Our first feature comes from the camera assistant. If you're a person who enjoys using the camera pro mode, you've probably found yourself spending lots of time adjusting so many things inside here. The ISO, the shutter speed, white balance, and all those settings every single time. Well, after One UI 8.5 update, there was an introduction of my favorite addition to the camera assistant. With that feature, you can now save your entire pro mode setup as a preset. So imagine someone sets up a perfect night photography settings for you, or you create an amazing light painting setup. Instead of remembering every single setting or writing it down on a paper, simply save it as a preset and load it again whenever you need it. Or better still, if you have an image that already has the looks of what you want, take that and take the preset from there. Let me show you. So what we're going to do is come here into good luck, and then we're going to scroll down till we get to camera assistant. So we're going to jump into camera assistant, and here we're just going to scroll down until we reach right here. That is preset in pro mode, and select this. You can create your own presets here, and this is how you do it. You can come here and say create from current settings, but which current setting are we talking about? It is right here. When you come into your camera, set it the way you want to set it. For example, we've got different white balances as you see. This color you see is different from that, so we're trying to get this to match this. So we're playing with the white balance, okay, and then we're almost right there. So we're just gonna adjust it a tiny bit, okay. And for me, this is very close. So if I choose that this is the white balance that I need, all I have to do now is, while this has been set up right here with the perfect ISO that I want, shutter speed that I want, the focus type selected, and the white balance also set, then I can come here and say create from current setting like that. As you can see, everything is the same, 5400 Kelvin, and if we come here, we can see 5400 Kelvin, same thing. So everything that has been set inside the pro photo mode is the exact same thing here, and then we can hit save, and we have it right there. We can change the name and everything, and that's it. So this is a feature that is very helpful, but like I said, it doesn't end there, because if you have a photo that already has a kind of look, you can always create a preset based on that. So if I come here and I have a photo, so I can pick the photo from, let's say, here, and then that photo, it's going to try and decipher everything that pertains to that very photo, and I'm able to just save it. So for us to appreciate this, we're going to come here into camera, and then once in here, I'm just going to mess up this completely to this, and even leave into portrait mode. Then I'm going to come inside here and select the same one that I had set before, and you see this icon here. Once I tap on it, it's going to bring me directly inside here, and you can see it fixed the white balance right there. And for the preset ones that I did from the image, I'm going to select this, and I can tap that icon, and it's going to bring me here, setting things up different. As you can see here, this one is on auto, just like you can find inside here is on auto. So basically, this is a feature that you should use if you're a person who likes some type of pro mode photography. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Let's move on. Our next useful feature comes from NiceShot. Have you ever tried cropping a screenshot only for Samsung to keep snipping the crop box somewhere you didn't even want to put it there? Well, let me just show you so that you better understand. So you take a screenshot like this, and immediately you go to crop it. And while you're cropping it, take the sides and you're bringing it closer. Just as you're bringing it closer, so you see that snapping that is doing? I am not responsible for that. I just bring it slightly close and it snaps into position on its own. Okay, if that's something you don't want to have, this is what you want to do. You want to go into the good lock, and here you want to go into NiceShot, and then you're going to see this feature, disable crop snapping. That's going to disable crop snapping when editing, so we can take that out of there. And now when we take a screenshot and we go to crop it, even though I'm going to bring it very close, it's not going to snap anymore. I get to control exactly where it is that I want to put it. Okay, I can put it exactly where I want to put it without it snapping into position. Alright, so this feature is small, but you appreciate it every time you're trying to edit that crop. So let's proceed to enable it. Alright, if you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Let's move on. So this one comes from MultiStar. If you regularly use the pop-up view, you've probably noticed that as soon as you return to the home screen, the floating window minimizes into a tiny floating icon. Let me show you. So let's take it that I'm here in YouTube and I have minimized YouTube into this. Okay, this is exactly how it is. And I am in a space like the browser. If the feature we're talking about is turned off, as soon as I go into the home screen this way, that YouTube that was on the screen immediately shrinks to become like this. But that's not offering something that some people want. So what you're going to do is tap on this and go into MultiStar. So you're going to come here and go into MultiStar. And once you're here, scroll down until you find prevent pop-up view minimization and turn this on. So now if you're inside any space, have your floating window right there, and you go to your home screen, that is going to pop back up. It's not going to shrink and have you looking for it again to go and tap on it and get what it is you were doing continuing. All right, so if you didn't know this feature, I'm glad I was able to show you, and I hope that is going to be productive for you. Moving on. So our fourth useful feature comes from Display Assistant. Not every app deserves the same timeout, and this is where this feature comes in. Usually we have several applications and we set one timeout for them. What I mean by timeout is when you swipe down this way, come into settings and scroll down to display, and you scroll through here, you're going to find screen timeout. When you tap on it, you get to set some amount of time after which the screen should dim down. But sometimes we don't need that for every single application. We want to have them be different because we use them differently. Then that's where this feature comes. Go into the good lock, and then we're going to look for the Display Assistant. So once you're in, you're going to come here into App Screen Timeout and select it. Here you're able to select different applications, add them, and then select your own screen time that you want for each separate application. If you set them for use system settings, it's just almost like not selecting them in the first place because it's already going to be using the system settings. So here you can manipulate exactly how much the timeout time is for every single application. Yeah, so if you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Let's move to the next. This one comes from the One Hand Operation Plus. If you're someone who relies on the One Hand Operation Plus, you've probably reached a point where 6 gestures on one hand is just not enough. The good news is there's a simple tapping option that brings an extra handle that you can input another 6 gestures for it. Let me show you. So once you jump inside the good lock, we're going to come into the one hand operation, and when you're using this, you can see on this very top here, I've got new pink ones, and it's just from this very one. So you can add as many of them as you want right there or right here at the bottom and apply several others. So as you can see, the maximum you get to apply is 2 extra ones, and for each one of them you can set them to do different things like this, that, and you know, I've got a whole breakdown of how to use every single feature inside here in a playlist that I spoke about in the beginning. So if you're done watching this, you can just check that one out. All right, so there you have it, a simple feature that would be very helpful in getting more done on your phone if you are a one-hand operations plus user. So this means faster access to even more shortcuts using just your thumb. And if you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Use it and let me know in the comment section how it worked for you. On that note, moving on. Our next feature comes from RegiStar. Have you ever followed YouTube tutorials, maybe like mine, changing several settings and later you couldn't remember what it is that you changed? Well, the RegiStar solves this problem beautifully. It keeps a history of your recent settings changes, making it incredibly easy to retrace your steps if you want to undo some settings. It's perfect for everyone who enjoys experimenting with new Samsung features without worrying about forgetting what they changed. And let me show you. So you're just going to tap on the good lock, and once you're in here, you're going to look for RegiStar, which is right there, and tap on it. The setting we're looking at here is right there. That's settings change history. Tap on this and you're going to be getting every single setting change that has happened. Like you can see in my case right now, I've done just few settings changes here, 1, 2, 3, just this morning, and those are seated right there. So any changes that are done in settings, you find it here. Let me show you a quick example. Should I come here, turn sound on and turn sound to silence and turn sound into mute, then you can see right here that my sound was muted. You can see exactly what happened, that I turned it to sound, then to vibration and to mute. So each individual thing that I did was spotted in here. And then by tapping on this, we can go to that very side of settings and revert the change if we want to revert it. And that's simply it. It's now very easy for you to follow your favorite YouTuber in going through all the settings that he believes would help you. And you could follow mine also. All right. So if you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Let's move on. So now we've covered 6 good lock models already. Let's jump into the final 4. And the next ones will focus on productivity, notification, and audio. Alright, this useful feature comes from Routines Plus. We all forget things, taking medication, logging meals, joining meetings, checking an important task. But with the Routines Plus, you can now create a reminder that appears directly on your now bar. Instead of simply showing the notification, tapping that reminder will immediately launch the application that you need for whatever it is that you are going to do. Let me just demonstrate. So if we come here into Good Lock and we go into Routines Plus, we're going to see right here the Just In routine and tap on it. So all you're going to do is tap on plus and then put whichever thing it is that you're about to do. So in this example, let's take it that we're going to be doing some shopping. So I'm going to select that and then select next. Now you get to put in the content you want to see when you tap on that. So it's going to tell you the title is shopping and don't forget to buy daily necessities today. If this is okay for you, you hit on next. If there's a particular application you want to open to get those things done, you can put that application there. And in this example, we're just having Amazon there and tap on that. Is it a daily thing? Is it a weekly thing? Or is it a monthly thing? Let's take it that as a weekly thing that you have to do, and you do it every Sunday. And for the sake of this video, we're going to set it also for Friday. Let's use Friday instead. And then we're going to set a particular time next year, which is 7:25. So we're going to set it for custom 7:26. All right, so that we see it work. 7:26 and confirm that, then next, and then we hit complete. Once it's been completed, now we're going to take it that the phone is off and 25. So in 1, so now it's 26. Okay, so now if I tap on my now brief, you can see right there, it's seated right there. Shopping, don't forget to buy daily necessities at the exact time every Friday. And you have the button there where I tap on it, it's immediately going to launch the Amazon application asking me to make my purchase. So that's how simple this feature is and how helpful, if you think about it, it's also going to be for you. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Let's move on. So this one is from the Edge lighting. Imagine handing your phone over to somebody. The notification just pops up on your screen, and often this is how it looks. Like this, and so whoever is with the phone just swipes down. That's just the normal instinct, and then it's going to open your personal chat. So Edge Lighting Plus gives you a much smarter option. Instead of a swipe down, you can actually change it to a double tap before those pop-ups will now open. Let me show you. So what we're going to do is go into Good Lock and then look for Edge Lighting Plus. So it's right there, you tap on it. And then in here, we can swipe down and select this option, prevent swipe down. like that, and rather turn on double tap to open. If you prevent swipe down, that means that when messages pop up this way, so swipe down doesn't work, but a double tap would open it. So it's a tiny change, but adds an extra layer of privacy without making notification inconvenience. So if you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Let's move on. So the ninth feature comes from Sound Assistant. If you've ever noticed your Bluetooth buds sounding slightly out of sync with videos that you're watching on your phone, you are not imagining things. Different Bluetooth devices have different levels of audio delays. Inside the next one, which is the Sound Assistant, Bluetooth Metronome helps you fine-tune the delays so sound matches what is happening on your screen much more accurately, especially when watching videos or playing games. Let's see how to adjust it. So you're going to tap on the good lock, and once you're inside, you're going to look for the Sound Assistant, which is right here. And once you're in here, scroll all the way down and you're going to find Bluetooth Metronome. Now for you to be able to do anything here, you need to take your buds and connect your buds to it. So as you can see here, it's grayed out and it's asking you to connect your Bluetooth device. Once it's connected, what you're going to be doing is whenever the arrow gets onto the number, it's going to call the number out. And you're going to be using this bar to control the delay of that call out, depending on how it is you hear it. So I'm just going to demonstrate quickly. Do you see the delay? Alright, so when I keep it on 0 for mine, it's almost perfect. And basically, that is it. A simple feature that can actually go a long way to impact your hearing and watching experience. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Let's move on. And finally, the last feature comes from Keys Cafe. Ever held down the backspace just a little long and accidentally detected that you're halfway through the messages? Yes, we've all done it before. Keys Cafe allows you to slow down the backspace repeat speed, giving you much control over the deletion of text. It's a simple adjustment, but one that can save you from constantly retyping messages. And once it's changed, you probably wonder why Samsung didn't just add it by default. Let me show you. So if you're in a space like this and you start to delete stuff, hold down this way. This is how fast it moves through things, almost through words and not necessarily simple jumps. Whereas inside your Samsung keyboard settings, you're able to play around with some features to help. Keys Cafe will take it a step further. Let's make this adjustment first and we'll go back to Keys Cafe. And when you come here and go into your Samsung keyboard settings, scroll down, you're going to come here into swipe, touch and feedback and tap on it. Now you're able to come into backspace and slow it down, okay? So backspace speed, we slow it down. And let's look at how it looks like. So we hold down on it and then we still have the jumps, but it's a bit slow. Okay, but we want to slow it down to each individual character, and that's where Keys Cafe is master. So we're going to come here into Good Lock and then go into Keys Cafe. Once in here, we're going to go into Extra Orders, and then there is this Turn Off Delete Accelerator, and we're going to turn that off. Once we've toggled that on, now when we come inside here and we try to delete, it's going to be each individual character and no more words. Alright, you can see that. So it slows down the deletion and helps to prevent retypings. And there we have it, another 10 useful features from 10 different Good Lock models. Hopefully you've discovered at least one of these features that make your Samsung phone a little smarter or a little easier to use every single day. If you enjoy this format, let me know in the comment section which Good Lock features, what's your favorite, and which model you would like me to feature in the next part. And remember, if you'd like to learn absolutely everything about any individual Good Lock model, be sure to check out the dedicated video and the complete Good Lock playlist here in the channel. And if you found this video useful, please don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe button to come back for more, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any video that I post. On that note, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.